Good evening, everyone. The topic for today's discussion is conventional and non-conventional sources of energy in India and in Oman.
Okay, let's begin from the base. What exactly energy is?
Do you know, guys? In physics, energy is termed as the property of an object to get transformed into another form.
So, we require energy to do any work. It's like that while taking our daily activities, we see that we use energy in various forms. Like taking our daily life examples, we use petrols and diesels to run our vehicles. We use electricity to light our bulbs and fans. And also, we use physical energy to do many physical activities. So all these are the examples of that we are continuously using energies. So what can be defined as a good source of energy?
Energy which will do a large amount of work per unit volume.
Energy which is also easily accessible.
Energy which is easy to store and transport.
And perhaps most importantly, it also should be economical. And energy is also divided into two. That is conventional source of energy and non-conventional source of energy.
Conventional source of energy are those which we use from a long time.
And non-conventional source of energies are those which have been discovered recently. Many researchers have led us discovering many other new renewable energies which we are using nowadays. And the present technology for using these energies and also the implementing projects have been done in these days. And also we know why we thought of those non-renewable energies. That's right, because we are aware because the non-conventional source of energy we have are being depleted each day, and this has led us in thinking and creating many renewable energies and that we are using now. And in our presentation today, we will be discussing about all those energies, and also we will be discussing the availability and usage of these resources in two main popular countries, that is in India and Oman.
So guys, what is a conventional source of energy? A conventional source of energy is a natural resource which cannot be produced, grown, generated or used on a scale which can sustain its consumption rate. Once depleted, there is no more for the future needs. So let's take a look at what are the conventional sources of energy we are using in India. Conventionally, India depends upon two major energy sources. There are hydel and thermal power plants. Hydroelectricity or water electricity is a main source that we are using nowadays. These resources really help us in a long way. The hydel energy is produced from water flow or water falling from a height. Hilly and highland areas are suitable for this as there is continuous flow of water from high slopes. In late 18th and 19th century, industries were built on the banks of such waterfalls. Energy was also utilized from streams. In India, a number of dams are built like Bakra Nangal and Hirakund, in which energy is utilized, where hydel energy is produced. And next, as I told, comes the thermal energy. In hydel energy, we use water for the conversion of hydroelectricity. And in thermal power plants, they use petroleum, oil and natural gas to produce thermal electricity. They are of mineral origin and can be also known as fossil fuels. They are exhaustible and polluting. Installed capacity to produce thermal power in the year 1988 to 89 in India was about 40 million units. And it is a little more than double the ability to produce hydroelectricity. The total energy production in India in the year 1988 to 89 was 40 billion units, and against it, hydel power was just having 59.4 mega units. This scale estimates that we are not using that much thermal power nowadays. We are highly dependent on hydroelectricity, and nuclear power just account for just 5 billion % that year. And it had noted that it had an increase of 10% the very next year. And we can move a little deeper into the sources, into the fossil fuels that we are using in thermal power plants. There are fossil fuels like coal, petroleum and natural gas. about 6,000 billion tons of coal lie under the earth, of which 200 tons have been utilized by humans. The total coal production in the world has increased from 233 metric ton in 1980 to 234 metric ton in 1986, accounts for an increase of 18.4% in just 6 years. And next we'll move into fossil fuels like petroleum and natural gas. We all know we obtain petroleum from crude oil, where we obtain mineral gas by the decomposition of animal and plant waste for 100 to 200 crore years. And next, but not at least, comes the firewood. India is highly dependent, mainly rural areas in India are highly dependent on firewoods. Firewood is any wooden material that is gathered and used for fuel. Generally, firewood is not highly proceeded and is some sort of recognizable log or branch form. Firewood is a renewable source of energy. It is seen that nearly 70% of the firewood demand pertain to the rural areas. According to ABE, for the coming years, the energy requirement from firewood is likely to go up from 300 metric ton to 330 metric ton in the following years. The SNA suggests that for the coming 15 years and so on, the energy requirement from fossil fuels will not be from the natural resource like forest. The only required resources from natural forest would be just 0.85 tons per year, and the rest is to be met from plantations. We have no other choice for it. The data shows us a small idea about this state-wise. And next it comes, we are using energy in our daily lives, even to run transportation, put petrol, diesel and all, we use energy. But we are forced to import it from other countries. That is why it puts India in the top 10 importer list, in the global importer list. So now let us take a look at what is the condition in Oman with conventional sources of energy.
Oman is a country which is highly dependent on conventional sources and especially on thermal energy and more specifically fossil fuels. In the year 2015, 86% of the government revenue and 40% of the GDP of the country was achieved only from the natural gas and oil sector. According to estimates, 5.5 billion barrels of crude oil reserves are under the muds of Oman, and which ranks 7th in the Middle East and 21st in the whole world. The crude oil production of Oman peaked in 2000 with a production of 9,70,000 barrels per day, and it declined due to declining productivity, and in the year 2007 it was only 7,10,000 barrels, a great decrease. But after the improved oil refinery techniques, which were the development of the future, the Oman regained its crude oil production, and in 2012 it was 9,19,000 barrels, and in 2013 they got a hike directly to 9,40,000 barrels per day. And when we move on to the natural gas production of Oman, Oman has high potential in natural gas, about 11.73 trillion cubic feet. It's a trillion, lot of zeros. So the natural gas production in Oman, it was ever flourishing. But still we have to have a check on the use of natural gases, as it accounts for pollution. And even with these two resources, Oman is also making use of their limited biomass resource. Biomass is the chemical energy stored inside plant and animal wastes, and it is released as heat energy when burnt. The use of biomass energy is limited in Oman because the raw materials for this is vastly distributed around the country, and the collection of these materials is not economical. Thus, Oman is looking forward for new non-conventional sources of energy. And when we have a comparison, India has much more hydel power plants than Oman, because Oman lack in the hydel power generation due to less availability of water in heights. And the both of the countries are highly relying on thermal power, but still there is a problem. India lies as the fourth importer of crude oil, while Oman lies as the ninth exporter of crude oil. India has only 4.56 million, it's less refinery capacity, and both the countries must look forward to new sources of energy apart from thermal energy, as it accounts for pollution and the depletion of these resources. Now let's look forward to the non-conventional sources of energy, which are the energy sources of the future.
Nowadays, there is a huge energy demand. Likewise, energy prices is also increasing. Why? Due to population, greed and pollution, conventional or traditional sources of energy are depleting. Actually, they are at their brink. Suppose you have a time machine in which you are going to future 100 years forward and you are somewhere. Can I get some petrol? Rarely they will tease you, and most probably they may gas with you and think, what is this person talking about? What is this coal and petrol? Yes, it's true. Nearly in 2015, 30 to 40 years after, our conventional sources like fossil fuels, coal and petrol undoubtedly vanished from the earth. So the world wants us pointing to something new, that is the future source, the non-conventional source of energy, which are unlimited, renewable, of course environment friendly and somewhat inexpensive. When we consider the large amount of energy released by nuclear power plants, we may think nuclear energy as a good non-conventional source of energy. The nuclear energy is released by a process called nuclear fission. That is, nucleus of a heavy atom is bombarded with low energy neutrons and split into lighter nuclei. In this process, a tremendous amount of energy is released. That is, the fission of an uranium atom produces 10 million times the energy produced by the combustion of a carbon atom from coal.
But the use of nuclear energy must be reduced. It is risky, highly risky. The first factor is that high cost of implementation, and the second is the radiations emitted due to fission reaction causes cancer and birth defects. And when in case of an accident, these nuclear reactors blast like a nuclear bomb. Thus, we must have to reduce the use of nuclear energy.
And that's the reason why Oman has said no to nuclear power projects.
Whereas in India, we have 5 to 6 nuclear power reactors located in Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, etc. Since these nuclear power reactors have great many disadvantages, we have to look onto the other less risky non-conventional sources used in India. First, we can go on to, in India, renewable energy is under the purview of Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Newer electricity sources are targeted to grow massively by 2020, including doubling the wind power capacity and 15-fold increase in solar power generation. And the ministry has also said the renewable energy has been upscaled to grow from just under 43 gigawatts in 2016 to 175 gigawatts by 2022. Now we can move on to the other non-conventional sources. First, on the solar energy. In India, we have a high population density which may increase further in the coming years,
parity by 2020, and Indian Electrical and Electronic Manufacturers Association also plays a major role in solar energy production. And there are some advantages of solar energy. So clean and it's sustainable, that is, it can be used for longer duration, free of cost, it's true, sunlight is free, right? And provide electricity to remote places where there cannot be electricity, cannot be placed. And there are also some disadvantages, like so high maintenance cost, and we can only get it due to in daytime only. Now we can move on to tidal energy. We know about the low tides and the high tides in sea. Yes, that difference in sea level gives us tidal energy. Tidal energy is utilized by constructing a dam across the narrow opening to the sea, where a turbine is placed and that rotates and converts tidal energy to electricity. India could take the ocean thermal energy conversion, and by that process it could generate 50,000 megawatts of electricity and fuel cell. Now we can move on to the wind power. We all like wind, right? Especially on a hot day in summer when we think, oh God, let some wind blow, cool and blow, and it blows chills, right? Yes, and you know something? Wind is not so silly as you think. Just what some energy can be converted into electricity. In India, we started harnessing wind power around 1990s, and these wind fields have spread across Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, and now it has installed capacity of some 26,769 megawatts, that is the 14% of total power generation in India. But now we have good potential of wind power, that is in future, that is by 2022 we can generate some 60,000 megawatts from wind power. Geothermal energy. Geothermal energy occurs in the form of hot springs. Parvati Valley in Uttar Pradesh and Buga Valley in Jammu and Kashmir are the two geothermal energy potential in India which can be used in future. Now, the last finally we have how we can convert this waste. Even the waste can be converted into energy. Every year in India, more than 55 million tons of solid waste and 38 billion liters of sewage is generated in India. And if we surely track, can increase rapidly to population, urbanization and etc. Therefore, India has high chances for anaerobic digestion and biogas technologies for making this waste to energy. That is a dual purpose, waste disposal and energy production. So, we have understood about the non-conventional sources used in India. So, I know that you are all anxious to know about what is in Oman, right? Yes, so we are going on to the non-conventional sources used in Oman.
Okay, now we are moving to the non-conventional source of energies in Oman. While having a look at the non-conventional source of energy in Oman, it is clear that Oman is also having high potential for all these resources, and especially for certain resources it is abundantly available. And also the authority in Oman has made sure that these resources which are available to them aren't wasted. In January 2005, the authority of Oman announced that it will be forming an designated national authority to encourage the utilization of the new renewable energies. And this authority was formed by 2009 and it's still going on. And Oman is the only country in the region which is having a ministry for the environmental and the climatic affairs. And Oman is also having higher intentions to